Isn't it crazy how everything I predicted about Discord ended up becoming true? From AI reading everybody's messages to them requiring ID and face scan. Oh man, it's awful. The situation is terrible, but luckily I don't use that platform anymore. Before I start today's video, I want to mention a couple YouTube channels that you probably should be watching because frankly, I have no idea when the next video you see from me will be. I have very little interest in continuing this project, at least as of now. So you should go check out Idle NEET. You should go check. Actually, does Idle NEET still make videos? I don't remember when the last one from him was. You should go check out Dripping Ooze. Go check out My Slice of Life. And go check out Ash Rose 123. You know, with that channel, all the previous channels I mentioned, I have shouted out before. I haven't talked about Ash Rose 123 before. And if you like the crazier aesthetics on my videos, if you like the weird thumbnails and the color filters and the old gameplay footage, and also the videos where like I'm venting about a particular topic in detail, emotionally, you're gonna really like her videos. But I need to explode. I'm about to explode. Does anybody actually want these videos to continue? I ask myself that sometimes. I really do. I feel like whenever I see myself discussed on the internet, it's pretty much exclusively people talking about how my videos used to be good, but now they're not good. And it really makes me wonder, does anybody actually want to see me do anything on the internet? Frankly, I have no idea. But I do know that I have, at least recently, had less interest in producing this content. That's a fact. I I do not feel compelled to share the things that I'm thinking about. I think about a lot of things. I consume and engage with a lot of information, but much of that information is not information that I feel comfortable exploring on the internet, namely because I don't feel as though I have earned the right to opinionate on such things. You know, in general, maybe there have been a few times in which I've slipped from this rule, but in general, I really do not like opinionating on things that I haven't put a lot of time, looking into. And in general, it annoys me when I encounter people, and this happens to be the majority of humanity, by the way, so you can imagine, you can imagine how annoyed I usually am. Um, when I encounter people that are like really opinionated on stuff and they haven't even looked into it. So it's like, okay, so you don't even think anything with respect to this subject, you just feel something about it. Well, okay, there's no point in even discussing it then. I'm not interested in what your feelings are. But unfortunately, this is the nature of humanity, right? We are a truly terrible species, but that's not the subject of this video. The subject of the video is the fact that um, I haven't really, as I've said many times now, wanted to connect or interact with the internet, nor have I wanted people to see me or have opinions on me. I just want to live as a normal person. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy just how many people, despite me having a really small channel, how many people seem to have opinions on me on the internet. There's so many. It's bizarre. And then I go on these different forums and people are like comparing me against my best friend and saying whose videos are better, and it's like, I prefer his videos over my own, because I don't want to sit and listen to myself all the time. But I also think that even though we've kind of been grouped in like the same artistic movement, we are, or maybe were, doing kind of different things. The focuses are different. My personality is different. My origins are different. Also my influences are different, even though I was also influenced by a YouTube channel that was formerly known as Digibro After Dark. And so, this grouping of us is just so weird to me. It's like I'm doing my own thing. I've always been doing my own thing. I never really felt comfortable, with the idea that I was doing the same thing as Don't Smite and No Thank You, because we weren't doing the same thing. We were doing different things that also happened to be vlogs, and we also all happened to be friends with one another. I thought that that was kind of the beauty of it, right? I thought that the kind of what made it special was the fact that we were all our own people. But what seems to be happening, and what's been happening for years now, is people have felt compelled to compare us against one another and to make these bizarre comparisons. And it's like, dude, we're all just friends. We're just friends. And we're friends who happen to make things on the internet. It's all very bizarre. And I mean, again, in the case of those two individuals, they don't even make things anymore. I sort of still make things, barely, but, even that is not met with much fanfare. It's people look at it and they're like, I hate this person. Okay. It's okay, I don't have to make videos for you then. Um, I'm sick of it. I really am. For a while now, I've been able to kind of dissociate and not have to deal with whatever it is that other people seem to think about me, because I've always just been able to go, okay, I'm just playing a character on here, or, they're just getting a filtered image of me, even though I'm not playing a character, and so they don't really know who I am or what's going on. And that is true, but the longer you spend away from the internet not posting, the more you realize, like, how real that dynamic is. The fact that so many people feel like they can opinionate on you despite knowing absolutely nothing about you. Just absolutely nothing. Despite the fact that I've shared so much about myself, I don't understand how they can be so far away from the mark. Maybe it's because we're not used to sharing this amount of stuff about ourselves with so many people. And so the people that we do end up sharing that stuff with inevitably are safe people that you can trust with that information, that aren't going to say a bunch of really stupid shit with respect to these things. Could be that. It could very well be that. I mean, it's like, so maybe in some cases it's not even a lack of information as much as it is just the fact that a lot of humans are really fucking stupid. And a lot of them just, I don't even know if they should have the right to continue, let alone to continue saying all the things that they, feel like they can say. Um, it's really crazy. I've done, so many videos that I've recorded and not uploaded, just like rage posting at just how stupid so many people in the world are. Um, I a lot of them I just did not post because it's like, okay, I got too angry here, but it's true. A lot of people just have absolutely no idea what they're talking about, and they shouldn't even be talking. It's like, talk about something you do know about. But no, no, I mean, that is too difficult for so many on the planet. And so I observe this dynamic, um, and I also observe the fact that the longer I am away from it, the less I have to interact with it, the better I seem to feel. The calmer I am, the better I'm doing. I suppose now in this moment, I feel like I should share at least, what's going on with respect to that, so that people know and they're not so surprised that I'm gone. They're not thinking, oh, Osaka died or something. I still feel somewhat that obligation. And I also feel that I should tell you guys, what other channels you can watch. So, you're not so, if, you're not so preoccupied as to where I might be. I'm sick of it. I really am. There's just way too many stupid people on the internet. Way too many. And I don't want to deal with it anymore. I really don't. I think that, um, the more I go on like this with this YouTube channel, the more frustrated I'm going to become. I don't think that it's good for me to continue posting when there are just so many people obsessed with me and trying to follow everything I do and opinionating over absolutely everything. It's very bizarre. It's bizarre. I don't know how else to explain it other than to say it's bizarre. Um, I just want to live my own life and be a person. I don't know if humans are psychologically prepared for all this craziness. And I realize that increasingly with the days because I've I've just been doing my own thing, not on this platform, and that seems to serve me better than being on here.